Good evening, everyone. It's me, Jordan Thomas, reporting to you live from Linden, New Jersey. In this episode of my YouTube sports channel, I will be talking about the New York Mets. Just overall, a great day if you're a New York sport fan. And because the Knicks won to secure the second spot in the playoffs, and the Mets won again to take their third straight series of the year. They beat a hot Royal team who came in the Citi Field this weekend, winners of 7 straight, and the Mets took 2 out of 3 from the Royals, which is important. Even though it's April, these games still matter. It is important to win as many series as you can, especially after how the Mets started the year, going 0-5, losing the first 5 at home. Ever since then, they've went 7-3. The key to the 7-3 stretch was their pitching has been better, even though I still think they need to go a little deeper than 5 innings, go at least 6 innings. But the key is they're keeping us in the game. Minus yesterday, Sean Manaea, even though he had a rough start yesterday, he was due for a bad start. Overall, he's been good for the Mets so far. And the offense, who could not score at all for most of the first 2 series of the year at home, have been able to put runs together at will. After being 13 innings hitless, going into the second game, where it looked like we was going to be swept and start the season 0-6 on our home field, the Mets finally was able to make a comeback and get some hits to get their first win of the year, which was important. Ever since then, they've been playing much better baseball. They've won 7 of their last 10, like I said before. They won the 2 out of 3 in Cincinnati, which was very important. Then they won 2 out of 3 in Atlanta, with one of the games being postponed, and which is important because Atlanta has, let's frankly put it, they've kicked their butts for the longest time. Like they've had our number for years, especially in Atlanta. We have no success there. Last year we went 3-10 against this Braves team, losing 5 out of 6 in Atlanta. So for us to win 2 out of 3 there and score as many runs as we did, we scored a grand total. We scored 5 runs, 16 runs, and we scored 8 runs. So that gives you a total of 29 runs in 3 games in Atlanta, with that great pitching staff there in Atlanta and their great offense. It felt good to win 2 out of 3 in that ballpark, because that ballpark is not easy to win in. That team is just not easy to play against. They could score at will. They have great arms. So for us to win 2 out of 3 was key. And then we came back home. The key was we needed to carry the momentum home from the road, which we went 4-2. And we had a tough Kansas City team coming in who won 7 in a row. And the Mets was able to stop their winning streak on Friday with a strong outing from Luis Severino. I mean, he gave us 5 innings, 1 run, the 1 home run in the second, and the Mets scored 6 runs, which was key. And then the second game, Manaea got beat up pretty badly. He gave up 8 runs and 6 earned runs and 2 2/3 innings. And the Mets, they tried to come back, but the deficit was too large, and they lost 11-7. But they still scored a lot of runs. Just the bullpen got beat up, and so did the starting pitcher that day. But Sean Manaea will do better his next start. Then today, the game was scoreless going into the 8th, and Brett Baty, who's been better for us this year, he's one of the keys to why we're winning as of right now, because last year he was messing up. He couldn't really hit consistently. He made a lot of throwing errors, and this year I must say his defense has really improved and he's throwing people out now, better arm, less errors, getting in front of balls, and now he's actually hitting too, which is really important. If the Mets want to be successful, we need guys to hit up and down our lineup. Brent Baty so far is hitting 17 of 54 on our batting average, which is a .315 batting average, which is good through 15 games. So hopefully he keeps this up. But then Nimmo had a key walk to make it 2-0. Diaz gave up his first run of the season with giving up a home run. But ultimately, he got the save. So now Diaz is 3 for 3 in save opportunity. So he looks like he hasn't lost a beat since missing that year, which is really key for the Mets. And overall, I couldn't ask for a better series, honestly. The last 3 series, the Mets have done what they needed to do, which is win series. They've won their last 3 series, and that's the key in baseball. You just want to win series. If you sweep, that's a bonus. But the more series you win, the more successful you will be come the last bit of the season. So next up, we got the Pittsburgh Pirates, who come in well. They're 11-4. They're 11-7. They're first in the NL West. The NL Central, excuse me. So this will be a nice series to win too. Gotta win you want to at least win 2 out of 3 if you can. If you sweep them, great, but win 2 out of 3, and it starts tomorrow. If the Mets could win tomorrow, that would be key because you always want to win series. That's the key. The more series you win, the better, because that will set you up for a great, successful year. So I just want to say I'm happy with what the Mets are doing right now, and I just want to say thanks everyone for tuning into my video. I'm Jordan Thomas saying let's go Mets, and everyone have a good night and have a good week.